I know you might not be able to tell from looking at me, but I am also a political refugee. I escaped from the People's Republic of New York. Think we have some New Yorkers in here? Woo! Yeah, you know that gay Muslim they're all obsessed with up there? Barack Obama.
Today we're checking out Arynne Wexler, a hilarious female comic that conservatives will love.
I was horrified when I found out recently about all the stuff that we buy here that says made in America. It is not made in America. How much of it is made in China? Not just in China. It's being made in China by child slaves, right? I'm horrified. I'm America first. I want it to be made by an American kid, you know? This is how we get the kids off their phones. We have them make the phones. We can all agree there's a lot going on right now. Not all of it's good. And I'm just thankful that George Floyd isn't here to see it, you know? Because we know the incident happened right near where he was, right? This ICE incident with the woman and the ICE officer was right near where he was. But I just like to think that if George were still with us, it would take his breath away, you know? The black girl's laughing. I'm just saying there's permission. Black girl laughed. These guys don't like it. Where are you from again?
New York.
You're from New York? Yeah.
That tracks.
And you're from Minneapolis? Well, welcome to Florida.
There's a lot of controversy around Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. I understand. People aren't happy because the guy hates America, and the Super Bowl is just a classically American event. But what I don't agree with is the people who are upset that his songs are in Spanish and not in English. I'm just relieved they're not in Arabic. Like at this point. We're safe. For now. The guy's from Puerto Rico. Why do they speak Spanish in Puerto Rico? Because when Christopher Columbus came over here, that was one of the islands he landed on. These guys came from another hemisphere where no one else spoke Spanish. And they came all the way over here, and they looked at the indigenous people, and they were like, we're going to impose our way, our language, onto an entire continent of people. That has to be the most American shit I have ever heard.
God bless America.
There are a lot of people on the right who are saying that immigrants and their kids are taking jobs away from Americans. They're saying it's not true that they're not willing to do those jobs. They're willing to pay more for that work even. And then they go and give every job they don't want to do to Marco Rubio.
True.
Question. If we're supposed to pay reparations, let's just say we are, how can you be sure that you descended from slaves if you don't even know who your dad is?
We're gonna test if you could tell the difference between Muslims and hipsters solely based on their beards.
Oh no.
Wonderful.
We're getting canceled, guys.
Slide one, Muslim or hipster?
Just off of this detail here and the fact that it's clean, you have to go with hipster when it looks
see
clean.
plaid,
That
yeah.
is a skinny little man. That is a low T soy beta right there. I feel like this is hipster.
That's Osama bin Laden.
That is Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden may have been like the original hipster, you know?
Baby, all right.
It's Muslim for sure.
That is Qasem Soleimani.
Oh yeah, okay.
The man that Trump turned into salsa. That's
I could love her, man.
also very well kept. So I'm going to say hipster.
That is Oscar Isaac. He's an actor. I think he's in like everything.
Okay, that is messy. And
The pixelation makes me think Muslim. This looks like a terrorist photo.
with the white outgrowth, it has to be Muslim. It is Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. He died like a dog.
died
This
like a
one's
dog.
tricky. Hipster men look like lesbians, but this is round and I'm going to go with Muslim.
Oh gosh.
Plastic. That's Muslim. Black Islam. A new strain in America. Just like COVID, changes very fast and also deadly.
And now for our last one.
It's kind of like an attractive jawline, right? Like,
Why does this kind of look like Glenn Powell or the guy that shocked his dog?
it's obviously hipster. Like, it's not Muslim because Shahid does not have this kind of beard going on. I'm going with hipster.
It is
Hassan Piker.
Muslim and hipster, the best
bold.
combo that a girl could hope for. 24 adults participated in what I would best describe as a public display of mental illness. They called it a 1980s aerobics demonstration. To protest an ICE detention center.
6, 7. Now do the grapevine.
They're just changing the world, one flash dance at a time.
Okay, first, to the surprise of no one, this was in Portland, Oregon. I can smell it from here. This is the best of the Democratic Party. Some of their grandparents were on the beaches in Normandy. This will probably be next year's Super Bowl halftime show. A new study was just released analyzing the public voter registration records of over 1,500 professional athletes across 24 states in the NBA, WNBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL. Coming in with the most based athletes of the Big Five is the MLB, with over half of their athletes registered Republican.
God bless America.
Not far behind, we have the NHL at 44%. The NFL is a mix, leans a bit more to registered Democrats than Republicans, but the majority are actually registered as independent. I did think the NHL and NFL might be a little more right-wing, but they do experience some more brain damage than the MLB. So I think that explains the margin.
Bit more CTE.
And then we have the NBA leaning heavily Democrat, but the only league with the majority of players registered as Democrats is, drumroll please, the WNBA. Oh yeah, of course. They have a whopping 2.3% registered Republicans. God bless those women. They are living in prison conditions. But to me, what's most interesting about this study is how the NHL, the NFL, and the NBA have more registered independents than actual parties. And that's Republican. You're a Republican. Mazel tov. If you're a public figure and you're afraid to put your party, we know which one that is. Because liberals don't have to worry. They never worry about backlash. So there you go.
It's so funny with Arynne because she talks like this with the Valley Girl accent, but she's based.
So I have a number of guns at home, and my friends are always asking me, oh, are they locked away? I always say, no, why would they be locked away? I don't have kids in the house. I need them ready to go. And the follow-up question is always, but what about Theo? Theo? You mean my dog, Theo? What, like one morning I'm gonna wake up with Theo standing over me, holding a gun with his opposable thumbs going, where are the treats, bitch? I don't think so. Still, one of my friends got me this gift for the holidays, and it is how to talk to your dog about gun safety.
This is something liberals would unironically buy.
Look at this book. Look at this. Theo, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Promise this is not an ad. This is actually something I received. There are chapters like abstinence and healthy behaviors, exploring myths and realities about Satanism and hidden dangers. Honestly, it could be educational. So the most American part of the Super Bowl halftime show is not the performer, obviously. Bad Bunny hates America. So the most American thing about the halftime show is that there are betting markets around it. These might actually be the most unstable people in America. And we have a lot of categories to choose from. Disney adults. Listen to this stat. 42% of people in line to meet Buzz Lightyear at Disney theme parks last year were childless adults. That's insane. 42% of the people online, though they probably make up about 80% of the body mass online, they make up almost half of the lines. These are grown adults waiting online, not for rides, which I could actually understand. This is to meet a hungover college student dressed up in what is essentially a furry costume. This is like being an adult and going to the jungle gym without a kid. Would you not find that so bizarre? Would you not call the police if you saw that? Oh my God, how did this become socially acceptable? So what percentage of aviation accidents would you guess are at the hands of DEI pilots? Well, women and minorities make up only 10% of pilots, yet they make up 50% of accidents. Yes, 50%. You know, it's not like this is for something important, like flying in a metal tube in the sky or something. Now, it is a small sample size because crashes are thankfully not that common, but they have caused 4 out of the 8 crashes since 2000. It's almost like lowering standards has consequences, and they always cover it up. Remember that horrific crash in DC last year? Well, they copied the playbook for how to cover up when people die from DEI from 1994, when Kara Holtzgreen, the Navy's first female F-14 pilot, also became the Navy's first female pilot to die in a crash. Officials said it was engine failure, and her training commander insisted that everyone has a standard that they all have to meet. But then a whistleblower leaked 5 months later that it was pilot error. And this pilot had had multiple safety violations that would have washed out any male pilot. I guess we shouldn't be totally surprised, but also, you know who the most famous female pilot is? Amelia Earhart. Do you remember what she's famous for? For not completing her flight. We need to bring office flirtation back. It is good for society. It's where people used to meet their spouse. And this is another thing the feminists took away from us.
I mean, I met my wife at work, so I'm on her side.
How did Ilhan Omar make $30 million in 1 year when her congressional salary is $174,000? This seems very likely connected to the massive Somali fraud ring that was just exposed in her district in Minnesota. It turns out her husband, Tim Minette, has a company called Rose Lake Capital, a venture capital management firm. Its reported value in 2023 was $0. Ilhan Omar's net worth was actually in the negative, and somehow the reported value of that firm has now gone to between $5 and $25 million. And she has the pricey fashion items to show for it now. She also has multiple connections with people tied to this massive Somali fraud ring, including a video of her dishing out food at a restaurant that's at the heart of the scandal.
In her Gucci hijab.
Because, oh yes, it wasn't only learning centers being used to pocket money.
Quality Learning Center is a daycare, yet they spelled learning wrong.
There were also restaurants claiming to serve millions of meals to children without any verification.
And they pled guilty.
I'd also just like to add, as a side note, that Ilhan Omar is currently on her third husband, whom she had an affair with when he was working on her campaign, and she was paying his consulting firm millions of dollars while cheating on her second husband. Not the brother. That was the first one. This was the second one. But, you know, I guess once a cheater, always a cheater.
The left says I shouldn't wear masks, but won't say anything about this. Yeah, Arynne's a keeper.
Venezuela gives us the perfect example of just how stupid socialism is. Venezuela literally sits on the largest known oil reserves in the world. They could be wealthy like the Gulf states, where people have pet tigers, they have so much money. Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia. So then how did Venezuela become one of the poorest countries on earth? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when a government embraces full-scale socialism. They nationalized industry, seized private companies, crushed market incentives, and replaced the experts with political loyalists. And just like East Berlin and the Cold War, Venezuela has suffered a massive brain drain, especially over the last decade. And oil production has fallen through the floor, with the double whammy of oil prices also going down at the same time. So GDP has totally collapsed, about 80% in the last decade. Inflation is out of control, and all they had to do was just not mess up what they already had. So if socialism doesn't work here, then please tell me, where will it work?
Well, we know that no one hates women more than other women, and in a recent study that will be shocking to absolutely no one, the results showed that male students show more tolerance for their political enemies than females show for their own allies. That's right. In other words, women are meaner to people on their own side than men are to people who sit on the opposite side of an issue.
You know, Charlie Kirk once said he could sit down to dinner with a liberal, actually have a conversation with them, disagree, but still have dinner, but couldn't do it with a leftist.
Of one of the top exports from here, from the Americas, back to Spain. Women, very close. It's like the nicest looking guy who just said that. Oh, she's... Don't worry, ma'am. I'm Jewish, so I can't... I'm not trying to... They were going to have a conversation about this later, aren't they? One of the biggest exports was syphilis, and they say we don't have culture in Miami. If these Minnesota daycare centers aren't fraudulent, then where are all the parents complaining that they just lost their childcare?
Who do you think is going to win?
Hoping for Kamala, but we'll see.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Man, Arynne's been at this for a minute.
I have no idea.
Just one policy then.
Okay. Well, I think just that
we are on the same page. If you don't look like a girl, get the out of the girl's bathroom.
I don't think you belong in the girl's bathroom.
But you wouldn't, my love, you wouldn't know. Like, 4 years in.
Trust me, homie, we would know.
A lot of the issues that we're having is the divide where it's competition, my love. We're like, we're dating the same men.
We're definitely not dating the same men.
We are, baby. Trust me.
No, we are not.
We are.
I don't know about dating.
Yes, we are. We're dating the same dudes.
Can't say that.
I think that there's a competitive aspect to where, like,
Carolina, this is where I just full on cut you off.
The only competition here is who can lift more heavy furniture off the ground. And it's this dude. How to skip the line at a restaurant in Minnesota. You know, I was looking for these jackets online, man. Gotta get them custom made.
This actually might be one of the most insane stats. Gallup just released the results of a new poll where they asked participants, would you like to leave the US? On average, 20% of Americans said yes. Oh, but wait. When it's broken down by gender, 40% of women between the ages of 15 and 44 said yes. They want to leave the US. 40%. Well, don't threaten me with a good time. By the way, with men in that same age range, it was 19%. These are the same women who cry if Sweetgreen messes up their DoorDash order that they put on their daddy's credit card. They want us to think they hate it here, that they would be better somewhere else. Sure, Jan. Where else do these women want to live?
I think they should get free one-way tickets to all these countries that they're protesting for. Send them to Ukraine, Palestine, Venezuela. See how they fare.
Do they understand what it's like living in any other country in the world as women? Of course they don't. You know, maybe they will find happiness in Afghanistan. And we all know how they define themselves politically. I don't even need to be told. I'm going to start a GoFundMe to help these women achieve their dreams of being deported from America and leaving us alone.
I'm telling you, man, we got to start a self-deportation fund. The only rule is you can't come back.
Theo just got back from Europe and he's showing off all the things he got, and he really went for the fashion. He wanted to get the hat that everyone wears in Paris, you know, it's like to fit right in. Look at him. He's so handsome.
Fits right in.
Oh.
I am in the liberal hellscape that is New York City. I lived here actually for most of my life, but moved 2 years ago to the free state of Florida. Every time I come back, my friends are like, oh my God, do you miss it? What's it like being back? Do I miss it? It is the middle of summer and everyone around me seems to be pale, unhappy, masked, and trans. Okay, I take that back. Not everyone is trans. Everyone's just kind of androgynous looking. A lot of purple hair. I feel like I'm observing a social experiment. And the men are all low-T soy betas. They all have pronouns in their bios. Plus the Mario Kart-styled obstacle course of having to swerve around homeless people and jump over dirty needles on the street has just only gotten more complicated. Plus I reveal myself every time I get a latte here. Asking for cow milk feels like a crime. Plus half the time they don't even have it.
Trump needs to do an immigration ban on these Muslim countries. United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Sweden.
I actually think this is an amazing moment for the Muslim community in America. I think they could really put their best foot forward and maybe even gain some popularity with some people on the right. I mean, you all know what happened, right, with the ICE agent and the woman who was driving. Everyone, no matter what side you're on, everyone has a very strong opinion about what happened, right? It's like cilantro. I'm sorry for bringing that up. I know that's really controversial. Back to the heartwarming topic of civil unrest in Minnesota. If Renee Good, the woman who was driving the car, right, and she got shot, if she had just been Muslim, or if we actually allowed Islam to expand in Minnesota, she wouldn't have been driving at all.
Valid point.
Who's booing? Me. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, like you are a racist.
I'm actually a professional racist.
She gets paid.
I could keep talking to you. I'm like curious if we want to explore that, but I feel like you're really going to like my joke about trans people next, so maybe we just go to that. I'm deciding if I use my 2 minutes to explore this woman in the corner. Ma'am, is there anything you'd like to say before I close for the night? What are your pronouns? But no, I actually want to understand, like, do you want to share anything about what upset you, about what I said?
Typical.
You're offending me.
You being offended doesn't make you right. I want to make people laugh and make them happy, and you want everyone to use pronouns. Can you name one thing I said that was untrue? I'm going to have to go in a second, but maybe I'm not going to abort this. You like abortion, but I don't want to stay here with you.
I don't think you can speak for black people.
You're saying I can't speak for all black people as you are currently speaking for all black people? Do you know how to spell my first name? It's actually Arynne. And that is a black girl spelling. So I could say whatever I want. I'm Arynne Wexler. I'd be happy to chat with you after. Thank you all so much.
What do you think of Arynne? You want to see more of her on the channel? Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Conservative Vibes. I'm CV, and I'll see you in the next video.